The mysterious and unsettling world of the Quillcrafters is yours to explore. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sabir, and I will be your tour guide while we listen to the terrifying stories. Prepare to be terrified with scary tales, paranormal investigations, and strange experiences. Prepare yourself for the most terrifying ride of your life by subscribing now. Let's find out what the secrets are that have been kept hidden. You have arrived at Quillcrafters, the origin of all ghost stories. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen, for the spine-chilling tale, The Case of the Haunted Manor at Eldridge. This isn't your run-of-the-mill ghost story. You'll learn about an extravagant estate, a restless ghost, and some shocking secrets. Come with us as we decipher the enigmas of Lady Eleanor's mysterious notebook. Well, you made it to the place where legends and reality meet. As we delve deeper inside Eldridge Manor, you should expect to feel a chill down your spine. The haunting has started, so please stay tuned. The crumbling remnant of an ancient period that was Eldridge Manor might be found tucked away in the undulating hills of the English countryside. The large estate was a visible reminder of the luxury and riches the previous owners enjoyed. It was a house steeped in tradition and a location that gave the impression that time had stopped moving there. However, hidden beyond its ornate facade were dark truths, tragic tales, and a haunting that had troubled many generations. The home was a vast Georgian mansion with 2 stories, and its walls were made of a light stone that rose magnificently over the trees surrounding it. A fading grandeur permeated the room as endless windows covered in ivy stared out at the world. The estate had been deserted for many years, and its once beautiful grounds had become overgrown with weeds. The only sounds that could be heard inside the mansion's enormous halls were the sounds of the wind and the cracking of the old wood. Sir Arthur Eldridge, a wealthy businessman who had made his fortune trading exotic products from far-off regions, had erected Eldridge Manor in the early 19th century. Eldridge Manor was originally named Eldridge Hall. The mansion symbolized his accomplishments and a platform from which he could exhibit his money and prominence to the rest of the world. The sumptuous ballroom, decorated with crystal chandeliers and gilded mirrors, has been the venue for many lavish banquets and social events. But as time went on, the wealth of the Eldridge family began to dwindle, and the once prosperous estate began to deteriorate and fall into disrepair. Lady Eleanor Eldridge, the only descendant of the Eldridge family, passed away in the 1950s, allowing the manor to fall into disrepair and be forgotten by everyone, save for those who muttered stories about the house's ghostly past. The tale of the haunting at Eldridge Manor had been told from one generation to the next, and it was a tale that had captured the imaginations of both natives and visitors to the area. It was rumored that the spirit of Lady Eleanor could still be seen wandering the magnificent halls of the mansion, where she had been imprisoned for all eternity in a realm from which she could never escape. Lady Eleanor had been a beautiful and mysterious woman during her day. She was well known for her obsession with the occult and her startling beauty. It was whispered that she had participated in taboo rites, hoping to discover the answers to the mysteries of the afterlife. Others claimed she had been cursed by a malicious spirit she had summoned forth due to her evil experiments. In contrast, others felt she had been cursed by a restless spirit due to her dark experiments. Since the haunting tale had been passed down from generation to generation, not even the most courageous individuals dared to enter the mansion in recent years. But things were going to turn out differently. Amanda Bennett was an avid researcher of the past and a fan of all things intriguing and ancient. She had devoted her entire life to uncovering the lost tales of the past and writing about them. The lore surrounding Eldridge Manor was one of the topics that had always interested her. Amanda's interest was sparked by the stories she heard about the ghost of Lady Eleanor and the whispers that there were buried treasures behind the mansion's walls. During a brisk afternoon in the fall, Amanda found herself standing at the entrance to Eldridge Manor. Amanda was unfazed by the fact that the estate was in the same sinister condition. She learned the ins and outs of the house's history over several months. She was granted exclusive access to the property due to her efforts. Amanda was a little woman with blazing red hair and a dogged determination despite her small stature. As she approached the manor's impressive front entrance, an exciting mix of wonder and anticipation could be seen in her eyes. Robert, a friend of hers and a photographer, had been lured to accompany her by the promise of capturing the spooky beauty of the mansion, and he was with her the entire time. Are you sure about this, Amanda? As Robert walked around the dilapidated estate, he posed the question as his camera hung around his neck. Amanda said, I can honestly say that throughout my life I've never been more certain of anything. This site is great for history and mysteries. We will reveal the truth about Lady Eleanor's ghost. Amanda unlocked the creaky door, and the three entered the grand foyer. It was hard to breathe due to the decay and deserted stench. The exquisite moldings were coated in cobwebs, and dust particles danced in the faint light through the broken windows. Amanda and Robert started their investigation of the mansion by cataloging every nook and crevice of the property. Amanda read aloud from her research notes as she narrated the tales of the Eldridge family as they made their way through the grand corridors. She pointed me to the chamber where Lady Eleanor was reported to have passed and the locations where her mystery rites were said to have been performed. Amanda's enthusiasm increased as they proceeded with their tour of the area. And now, Robert, the pièce de résistance, she continued, as she led him to an impressive door at the end of a lengthy corridor. And now, Robert, the pièce de résistance. This is Lady Eleanor's bedroom. The door groaningly opened, exposing a chamber that appeared to have stopped moving through time. Rich brocade curtains continued to cover the canopy bed, and an exquisite dressing table kept what was left of Lady Eleanor's makeup and cosmetics. The person in the room had only gone briefly, and may return at any moment. Amanda moved closer to the bed and reached out with her fingertips to run along the fabric of the canopy, which was covered in dust. Robert, can you even begin to fathom the tales this bed has to tell? What are the mysteries that it has seen? While Amanda continued her investigation, Robert took photographs using his phone. On the dressing table was a tattered and worn-out journal, which she reached over and lightly touched with her fingertips. She opened it carefully, showing the sophisticated handwriting of Lady Eleanor herself in the process. The pages of the diary had become yellow with age, making it a frail relic from the past. Amanda flipped the pages slowly, while carefully examining the beautiful penmanship on each one. She whispered, "Listen to this, Robert," as she addressed him. It seems to be a record of Lady Eleanor's experiences with the supernatural. Amanda started out by reading out loud from the journal, and the words she read took them even farther into the enigma that was Eldridge Manor. Today, May 15th, 1853, I returned to the concealed room beneath the home. I have tried to ignore the spirit's call, but their beckoning has become too strong for me to ignore. I must learn the concealed truths of the other side. Robert moved closer, completely forgetting about his camera for the time being. Today is June the 2nd, 1853, and the outcomes of my trials have been both unusual and unnerving. Things that I have seen and heard cannot be explained. My bedroom bed appears to be in the epicenter of everything, as if guarding the entrance to a portal that leads from our world to the next. Amanda continued to read, and as she did so, she felt a chill down her spine. The diary made ominous allusions to shady ceremonies and a deepening preoccupation with the occult. Lady Eleanor had actively pursued creating a connection between the living and the dead. When Amanda read the last post in the diary, her voice trembled with terror and intrigue as she approached the conclusion. The spirits have grown more powerful and demanding on this day, November 9th, 1853. They want freedom, and I fear I have let loose something beyond my control. I have concealed the key to the bed in a hidden compartment, and I sincerely hope that others who desire to follow in my footsteps will never find it. Amanda put the notebook away as her thoughts continued to race with the potential repercussions of what she had learned. The bed in Lady Eleanor's chamber was more than simply a piece of furniture. It was also a crucial piece of evidence in the supernatural mystery that had dogged Eldridge Manor for many years. Amanda and Robert were now more determined than ever to locate the secret chamber and the key to the enigmatic bed. They looked through Lady Eleanor's room for hints pointing them in the right direction in their hunt for the secret. Amanda had already spent several unsuccessful hours exploring when she stumbled onto an intriguing design in the intricate wallpaper behind the dressing table. It appeared like a secret entrance had been cunningly concealed within the wall. She gently pressed on a portion of the wallpaper, and as she did so, it came away, exposing a hidden room behind it. They were surprised to find a little silver key with an intricate design inside the concealed box. Amanda was able to determine its age based on the delicate carvings and fine details that were present on the object. The key had been expertly manufactured, and its handle was designed to seem like the skeleton hand of a person reaching out to grab a crystal ball with its bony fingers. Amanda's voice was filled with eager anticipation as she said, "This has got to be the key to the bed." Lady Eleanor hid it well, but she wanted someone to find it, to uncover the truth. They went back to Lady Eleanor's chamber once they had the key in their possession. Amanda approached the spooky canopy bed while holding the key in her hand. The canopy bed had not changed in any way. After turning it, she could fit it into a secret keyhole in one of the bedposts, and there was a quiet click when she did so. The bed appeared to shake and the temperature in the room dropped. An ethereal radiance pervaded the room suddenly, and the canopy drapes on the bed began to billow as if they were blown by an invisible breeze. Amanda and Robert took a few steps back in shock as a person began to take shape in front of the bed. It was Lady Eleanor herself, her figure transparent and bathed in a light that seemed to come from another realm. She appeared as she must have in life, a picture of beauty and elegance, with her black hair cascading down her shoulders and her eyes filled with a profound melancholy. Her eyes were a vision of beauty and elegance. "You have found the key," Lady Eleanor said, her voice becoming a spooky echo. "I have been waiting for someone to unlock the secrets of this bed, and now you have." Amanda and Robert looked at each other nervously, but stood their ground. "What secrets does this bed hold?" Amanda inquired with a calm tone in her voice. The spectral figure of Lady Eleanor started to provide an explanation. "This bed is a gateway, a portal to the world of the spirits," the story's narrator said. "I tried to communicate with the departed and unravel the riddles of the afterlife, but I was unsuccessful. But in doing so, I let loose forces I could not control. Because of the ghosts, I could not proceed further at this point." "Is there a way to free you?" Robert inquired, his camera dangling as though it had been forgotten. "There is a way," Lady Eleanor said, the hope in her eyes clearly visible in her voice. "You must perform a ritual to appease the spirits and release me from this eternal torment." Amanda and Robert were paying close attention as Lady Eleanor explained the ceremony in detail. This required the recitation of old chants, as well as the paying of homage to the spirits. They got to work under Lady Eleanor's direction, securing the needed resources and carrying out her specific directives step by step. Amanda and Robert were unfazed by the ceremony, even though it was complicated and unsettling. As they approached the end of the magic, the space around them appeared to vibrate with energy from another dimension. The excitement in the air caused the bed's canopy drapes to billow again, and the air crackled. Lady Eleanor was bathed in a brilliant light. For a split second, she appeared more alive than in decades. Her physical shape dissipated as a calm grin spread across her face. She said, "Thank you," before slipping out of the room, leaving an eerie silence that pervaded the whole space after her departure. The radiance faded, and the bed returned to its inactive condition. Amanda and Robert were left quiet, unable to process the gravity of what they had just seen as it dawned on them. The spirit of Lady Eleanor had at long last found rest, and the spectral activity at Eldridge Manor had finally stopped. Amanda and Robert took careful notes on every step of the ceremony, guaranteeing that the history of Eldridge Manor and Lady Eleanor's redemptive journey would be passed down to subsequent generations. The manor itself appeared to let out a sigh of relief, as if it had been holding its breath in anticipation of this opportunity to make things right. Eldridge Manor was painstakingly brought back to its previous splendor over some years. The gardens, which had previously been choked with weeds, were again teeming with life. The shadow of Lady Eleanor was no longer there, and as a result, the magnificent halls were filled with guests laughing. The mansion was transformed into a site steeped in history and beauty, which welcomed visitors interested in its previous occupants. The mysterious events at Eldridge Manor left an indelible effect on Amanda and Robert's life, which they used to further their careers as historians. As a visible and public reminder of the redeemed state of the restless spirit, Lady Eleanor's diary and the key to the bed were displayed for everyone to see. It was no longer a narrative about a haunting at Eldridge Manor. but a tale of closure and release. It was a monument to the power of inquiry, determination, and the secrets of the past. The manor's mysteries were finally solved, and the specters that haunted it throughout its history were laid to rest. In their wake, the mansion left a legacy that would be remembered by future generations. Don't forget to subscribe if you've been spellbound by The Case of the Haunted Manor at Eldridge, and crave more tales that will entice your curiosity. Quillcrafters promises to bring you more enthralling stories, mysteries, and adventures. By subscribing, you ensure you never miss another spine-tingling journey into the unknown. Join our community, stay curious, and keep exploring the eerie and enigmatic with us. Subscribe now, and let's uncover the mysteries together.